per second. Flash heal. Okay. Flash heal is worse. Boon is better, but flash heal's faster. God, it sucks. I'll have a fucking thing to eat. Well. God, this is why I don't trust people. You help them out, and they throw you at the floor extremely hard. And almost murder you. That place is locked. Well, I don't feel like I'm done here. I want to check out her top path because she took another path. I wanna go check out that path, but it's probably locked and I probably can't access it. Hello. Yeah, the path she took's probably gonna be locked, but you know what? We'll never know until we check, right? Knowing our luck, it will actually be accessible, and I'll never know if I don't go check it. Cave? Oh wait, was that Anches we used? That was the Anches we used. It was too dark earlier, so I didn't really see. Alright, we're back in. Let's see. Can I take the top path? I'm going to be bold and throw out a guess right now as to no. Can't use the heal route. I'm gonna guess that's locked. Yep. Of course. So, we have to go back and tell Constantine. Is there anything in nearby, though? Not really, except for Helga's place, I guess. Well, I'm kind of overencumbered. So... we might as well go tell Constantine, right? Here I go.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You don't belong here.
I in fact do.
Yes.
Yes.
What?
Oh, I never bound the sword to one. There we go. I have a key for it. Get out of my way.
Yeah, this just
Can't
doesn't
talk
make
to
any
you.
sense. Why can't it ever be easy?
Oh, I shouldn't have. Hey, fire spark.
Now, if it isn't the prodigy, well...
Lishari performed the ritual on me, but there were some problems in old Rashingrad.
Yes, I know. She's already told me everything. Good work, even though part of her report seemed to be a bit... enthusiastic. But I'll leave the judgment to Aranthiel. He wants to talk to you anyway. Seems you've caught his interest.
I'm not sure if I want to be a part of all this, whatever you're searching for.
Oh yes? Well then listen carefully. Lucy probably hasn't told you, but the ritual was as dangerous for her as it was for you. In other words, she and all of us have risked a lot for your healing. Also, she seems to see something special in you. Heck knows why, but she does. So at least have the decency to listen to what Aranthiel wants to tell you. He is in the Emporium of the Temple. Just tell the guard who you are, and they will let you in.
Oh yeah, that'll work.
Ah yes, before I forget. My dame Lucy has left a token of gratitude for you. It's your choice. Do you want a book, an old map, or a bag of pennies?
2 learning points. A treasure. Give me the map.
Very well. Now get a move on. I'm sure we'll talk again later.
Where's the treasure map? River behind Ark. What, like here? It's around there. I see this on the map, which means probably around there. Okay. Well, I don't know if Tiloranthiel wants to see me at 1 in the morning. So let's wait a few hours. And there's a place I want to go visit before we go to Tiloranthiel anyways. There's a place. I need to remember how to get there. I think I know.
Let's hope he knows what he's doing.
Ooh,
This just
Ranthiel?
doesn't make any sense. Why can't it ever be easy?
Because if it was easy, then everyone would do whatever the hell you're trying to do, or everyone would already figure it out, wherever the hell you're trying to do. That's why it's not easy. Everything easy's already been done. Alright. Why can't I loot those things? Armory. Let's check out the armory. Hello.
Huh. Do you now? Well, if the keepers let you run around in here, I suppose you have business with the Order. So I guess there's no harm in trading with you. But don't think it'll cost you any less than somewhere else.
That's fine. What do you have? Firewind bow, frostwind bow. These are pretty shit. Raining arrows. Well, those are nice. Rune greatsword. Yeah, that's really nice. Other than that, you don't really have anything great. What about armor? No. Some rune stuff. Nice. Disappointing. You buy any of my stuff? I'm keeping that dagger to spare because now I have 2. I'll sell the rune bow because I have the Ishian and the rune mace because I have the soul eater now. And this one as well. I'm not going to give you my robes of the order. I'm not going to tell her about them.
Walk blessed.
They're in my inventory and I'm going to keep them hidden from people. My robes of the order are going to be for,
Ahoy.
ahoy. They're going to be used for some shady stuff, right? So this is the actual armory then, right?
The swords.
Oh, you can't steal a keeper armor? Bullshit. Come on. Oh, there's a helmet you can take. You can get yourself a keeper helmet. Well, I'm not very interested. I'm gonna save. $30. For spoons. Expert locked. Oh, well, it's some nice stuff you have here. We stole almost $100 from him. Alchemists and magic. Now, this is my kind of place. Hello.
Greetings. You don't seem familiar. You're here for business, I assume.
You could say that. Oh, does the name Finn and Carbos ring a bell?
Finn and Carbos, of course. Who doesn't know? An odd duo and completely inseparable. Why do you ask?
I'm not sure how to say this, but they are dead.
What? How? How do you know that?
They helped me when I washed ashore by the Sun Coast. Both our camp was attacked by bandits. We were outnumbered.
My Malthus, that's... One tragic event after another. Now listen. This question might seem peculiar, but is there any chance you found amulets on them?
You're fortunate. I got them with me.
Yes, that's them. Thank you. We owe it to them. Here, you've earned this. I'll send a pigeon with the news to the League as soon as possible.
Tell me a bit more about your order, the League of the Apothecary.
With all due respect to your thirst for knowledge, I am not a magister, and I've got my hands full. In a nutshell, we are healers, and our path is to cure ailments with magic and alchemy. Our monastery is far to the north, in the Frostcliff Mountains. However, you won't be able to reach it at the moment due to the heavy snowfall. And in case that doesn't sate your appetite, there are a couple of books about us in the library, or maybe even the Chronicum.
You can say that, yeah?
Well then you've come to the right place.
Alright, what do you got? Staves, got a bunch of potions, nice. Rolls, learning books. Got a lot of ingredients. You and I are gonna become the best of friends, sir. Spells. What is your most expensive? Recall. Okay, what is your cheapest spells that I don't already own? Water breathing. For 20 seconds. You know, I'll take one. That's always useful. Nope, that's not very good. Magic. Grounding. A lot of shit I already got. Saladrin's Touch. Just turn ore into money? That's interesting. Kinetic Blast. Okay. Here's a couple of books I found. Gave me an ice claw, very nice. Magic key. I thought it said keg. I read it as keg. I was like, magic keg? There we go.
Walk blessed.
Okay.
Walk blessed.
Hello.
Walk blessed.
Oh, yeah, sure. Hold on. Let me just have a look here in the back. You know, maybe you got something I wish to, you know, put some money up for. Okay, they don't seem to have anything worth stealing. There's.
There must be a solution to this.
Here we go. Bedrooms. Bedrooms, bedrooms, bedroom. Empty chest. Silver amethyst ring. Didn't notice me taking this. I'm sneaking around with the light on me, but I can't really dispel it. I wish I could dispel it anytime I wanted, but sadly I cannot. A warehouse that I don't have a key for. Yeah, I've been carrying those apothecary amulets forever on me. Because I knew I would need them eventually. Oh, this is the Emporium basement. I didn't actually want to go in here, but I guess that's fine. We're going upstairs anyways. Because we're going to go meet with Telor. So let's go. Let's go meet with Telor. There he is. Hello there.
It is a suspicion, Teela. And to send an entire division across the sea because of a suspicion is madness.
We need to find out who sent the mercenaries. This Pegast said that they were after the Signet Stone, and if they succeed in getting hold of it next time, then the Black Guardian alone knows how to stop the cycle.
The cycle. Listening to you talk almost makes me forget that all this fuss here is merely based on some
I wonder, what is this weapon?
bad dreams.
Can I not click on Telor? What do you have? Keeper longsword. Cool.
Your Neremy's
Base
friends.
damage 18. What do I have? Wow, his sword is barely better than mine.
The threat is real.
Wow, you nerd.
Deny it as much as you like, but deep inside, you feel it as much as I do.
Teela, you're a commander, and a commander doesn't care about feelings, but about facts. You have made this mistake before, Telor, back then in Kira, and we all know...
The mission will happen. I'm sorry.
Hello.
You have a visitor.
So, you are the prodigy everyone is talking about. Interesting. I am Teela Aranthiel, son of Lorius I and Grandmaster of the Order, and I'm honored to meet you. What is your name?
Valith, you wanted to see me?
Yes, and I will come straight to the point. You are here because I believe that you are special. Humanity faces a threat that needs to be stopped, and to achieve this, you are indispensable.
You're talking about the Red Bandas, aren't you?
Among other things, yes. I do not need to explain to you that the present situation on Vin is chaotic. The wars, the living dead, common people who are losing their minds, to name only the most obvious. What most people are not aware of is the connection between these events. You, however, have encountered it, as have I.
Divisions. So you know where they come from.
I do. And I will explain everything to you. What it means, who we are, and what your part in all of this is. Come, follow me. Maybe you already know who I am. My entire life, I served the gods who ruled Vin, until their death 2 years ago. What you probably do not know is that the one responsible for their death is my son, Narazul Aranthial. He hated the Lightborn because he believed that they robbed mankind of their right to freedom, so he strived to overthrow them. He found followers, formed an army and declared war on them, and thus on me, a servant of the Lightborn as well. It all ended in a battle 30 years ago, which Narazul won. He killed every single survivor except for me, and locked me in a dungeon on Nerim. I still do not know why he spared me.
So the Lightborn are really dead. If you, the Order of the Gods, acknowledge that fact, why do people not know about it?
Good question. Because at the moment stability is the highest good, even more so considering what we are facing. The rulers of Kira and Kile both made the mistake to acknowledge the death of the gods to their people, and the civil wars that followed in their countries are evidence of the chaos that such a revelation entails. Enderal is the cradle of the Order of the Gods, the epitome of theocracy. It is unthinkable what would happen if we confirmed these rumors. I am sure you understand this. Maybe when all this is over that will change, but for now it is imperative that we deny all rumors of that kind.
If Narazul was your son, why did he hate the gods so much? Shouldn't he have been devoted to them?
There were circumstances favoring the development, but it's a long story which we won't discuss now.
You managed to free yourself.
Yes, after more than 30 years, when the death of the gods made the magic around the prison disappear. And during my escape in the northern mountains of Nerim, I also had them for the first time, the dreams.
Oh, here he goes.
I always saw the same glaring, terrible light. Heard screaming, and I felt like I was burning up from the inside. And above all, like a veil, there was the knowledge of imminence. At first, of course, I dismissed these dreams as the delusion of a man close to death. So I concentrated on making it through the mountains somehow. 2 days after my escape, I was completely exhausted, and I would have died if a former acolyte of my son had not found me.
Acolyte your son, but weren't they your enemies?
Yes, but he did not recognize me, and brought me to their headquarters instead, an old monastery in the mountains. The others were aware of my identity, but for whatever reason they did not kill me. Maybe because they thought that the death of the Lightborn had made me insignificant. I do not know. Still, even after my recovery, the dreams continued. At first, I doubted my sanity, but after some time I told the leader of the mages, Constantine, about them. And he said something that I'd never expected. I was not alone. He, as well as many others magically gifted on Vin, dreamed the same dreams. And the more we talked about the matter, the stronger our suspicion grew, which has now turned out to be the truth. The dreams, they come from the same place. They are a shared memory.
A shared memory? You mean the dreams originate from what? A common mind?
A collective subconscious, yes. I know that you can feel it too, and probably far more intense than we do. But like you back then, we were not able to make sense of the images. So we went looking for answers in the remains of the civilization that was before us, the Pyreans.
Thus the excavations like in old Rashengrad. What'd you find out?
3 things. First, there were many civilizations before us and before the Pyreans. Maybe hundreds, maybe thousands. Second, the history of each civilization unfolded and still unfolds according to a pattern. They emerge, they blossom, and at some point, at the apex of their existence, they simply disappear without any trace. And third, everything that has happened in the past years, and which is still happening, indicates that this disappearance lies ahead of us. We are part of an eternal loop, a cycle, and our cycle is approaching its end.
Have a look, see what else there is to ask here. Maybe some knowledge stuff. Is this your explanation for the Red Madness? The wars?
Yes, dramatically put, they're the envoys of the end.
Pattern, you mean that the chronicles of each civilization are identical?
Not identical, but one can split them up into episodes which repeat themselves in the very same manner, into patterns.
Hundreds of prophets have predicted the end of the world, but it's never happened.
I see why you would say that, and I've felt the same way for a very long time too. But there came a moment when we simply could not deny it anymore. We began to study the history of the Pyreans more intensely, and the parallels were extraordinary. In its early days, the Pyrean Empire was split up by a disaster, just like Vin was split up by the Starfall after the reign of the Eterna. Also, the Pyreans had a ruling caste who declared themselves gods after the catastrophe. The two castes of the Sun Priest. They too ruled until they were overthrown. This overthrowing was followed by an outbreak of wars and chaos. And then, just like that, the Pyreans ceased to exist. They knew it was imminent, but they could not prevent it. They called this event the Cleansing.
Yeah, that's pretty similar. And how can an entire civilization just disappear?
That is the question we need to find an answer to. The end was not violent, at least not in a sense as we know it. There was no natural disaster, no magical explosion, no plague. Even though there was war in the Pyrean Empire before its ruin, when the cleansing happened, it was as if all living beings simply fell down and died. It is ghastly.
That's a dumb question, because they probably did try to do something about it. Where do I come in? Where do these visions of my power come from?
Well, this is the reason why we need your help. Not only episodes of history recur within every cycle, characters do as well.
Characters?
Yes, the Pyreans call them the emissaries. They emerge very shortly before the cleansing occurs, like a law of nature, an answer to the Red Madness. And I am one of them, as are you. While I take on the role of the ruler, you take on the role of the Prophetess.
Supposed to be a prophet?
It's just a description. Call it what you will. But without doubt, it is the truth. Your story matches the descriptions perfectly.
Ah. And if I play a role, does that mean something's controlling me?
No. As I already said, the emissaries simply appear at the beginning of the end, like pieces on a chessboard. We are determined by our skills. How and to what end we use them is our choice.
Why me, of all people?
I do not know. Firespark the mage has told me your story. And even though your fate is tragic, unlike me, you were insignificant before your change.
Bit rude.
Maybe everyone can become an emissary. We simply have not understood the pattern yet.
Bit rude. I take it this is the reason for the Naramis mages? Firespark, Pegast, and Sharon?
Yes. Former enemies or not, both sides have understood the magnitude of the threat. The magical knowledge of Narazul's former mages is vast, as is the power of the Holy Order. Even though not all of the Keepers agree, as you probably have already noted yourself.
And what defines the Prophet?
On the one hand, your power. You carry the potential to master any skill within a fraction of the usual time needed. I assume you have already realized this.
Yeah.
On the other hand, your ability to look into the past, and therefore into the future.
So I'm seeing things that happen in the past in the alternate version, or in the previous run of all of this, which in turn is going to happen in the future.
Your visions are a window into the past, And as every cycle is based on the same events, it is a window into the future as well. You can feel the thread this world is woven with. And because of that, you can see things that have happened, and thus will happen again. This gift makes you indispensable to us, and it is why I want your help.
So everything doesn't happen exactly the same way, but certain things always do. Like 2 apothecaries being killed. Someone's wife sleeping with a man and then having them killed, and then that. What else have I seen? I don't remember. What's in it for me?
If it is wealth and power you seek, you will have it. The Order has enough of both.
Good. And what if all this doesn't interest me?
Hollow words. Deep inside, you know your responsibility. Trust me, we are more alike than you believe.
Yeah, I'm just testing you, to be honest. What do you think that we can overcome this cycle in the first place, after hundreds of civilizations have failed?
That is the wrong question. The correct question is, what alternative do we have? To wait and die?
That's true. Well, I'll try to help you. But I'm gonna want that fucking power.
Good. However, there's one more thing before the actual work begins. I want you to join our Order, and to do so, you have to pass a test. A trial.
Is this really necessary?
It is. Whatever you think about our story, we are the only faction that is strong enough to oppose the cycle. If you want to be part of our mission, you need to have access to our knowledge and resources. There will be voices in the Order speaking against your admission, as they are speaking against the presence of the Neremese mages. Consider it an honor or a necessity. It is up to you.
Yeah, I'll go with the latter.
It is the trial the novices have to pass in order to be exalted to the role of a keeper. Only the best students of the Squalor are allowed admission, and even though you have not been a novice, I want you to take it too. At this very moment, 2 novices are on their way to the testing grounds. I have informed them about your arrival.
Or the 2 novices.
I have only a slight acquaintance with them. However, I know that they are both very talented and have been working hard toward the test. But see them for yourself.
You've already informed them. How could you know that I'd agree?
I had a hunch. Let us leave it at that.
Let me guess. This happened in the previous cycle as well. Well, we're gonna find them.
At the border to the Heartland, near the Whisper Wood. They will be waiting for you there. Take the Myret, talk to Signet Master Bartar, and hand him this package. And then follow his orders. Ah, one more thing. It might be self-evident, but keep your knowledge about the death of the Lightborn to yourself. I do not believe you can do any real harm, but in the worst case, path-abiding people will consider you a heretic. After the cycle has been stopped, we will deliberate upon how we deal with the matter. If and how we tell
No.
it, but not now.
Not if you will tell the people. You will tell the people.
Leave. The sooner we can dispense with this formality, the better.
I may be a sneaky shiv in someone's back, covered in poison, but you're gonna tell them once this is all over.
Keep walking. Keep walking.
Fine. All right. Well, we're gonna officially join the Order. Didn't foresee this. I guess we kinda have to.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You do not belong here.
I will soon. Alright, let me have a look real quick at the local area just to see if there's anything else I wanted to check out. Sciola. I should check that out at some point, but it can wait. I want to see if Firebeard has anything to say, and if he doesn't, then we will... I was thinking of getting a house.
What?
Well, well, Naya, isn't that a sight? The one they all talk about has come to visit us. Greetings, Prophetess. I'm Juslan Sharim, and, as you might know already, one of the ever-renowned Neremese mages around here. What's your name?
Valith.
Pleased to meet you. Beautiful name, by the way. Usually, our Azilian names sound as if they were chopped up with a cleaver.
Yes,
but yours doesn't.
Might work.
You have to tell me someday how a child of the steppes ended up in Ostian. But anyway, what brings you to me? Do you need anything specific, or do you just want to talk?
You know quite a lot about magic. Care to share insights on how it works?
What, are you asking me to teach you? From what I've heard, you know magic as if you've studied it for centuries. But sure, why not? What do you want to know?
Well, can you tell me about Sinistra?
Shush, don't talk so loud. You know how our holy friends around here feel about this school. We don't want them to get upset, do we? Sinistra. It's the mightiest of the three schools, but also the most dangerous one. Which is why practicing it is forbidden on every continent of the civilized world, except for Kiran. That is mostly due to the kind of eventualities it interacts with. The human psyche and the forces of life and death. Someone trained in the arts of psionics is capable of forcing his will onto others, and I'm not speaking metaphorically here. An able entropist, on the other hand, can revive the dead as his minions, and channel the energy of death. A stunningly powerful feat if you know what you're doing, and a stunningly suicidal one if you don't. This is also why only 5 of 10 students of Sinistra manage to master it. The other 5s either stop in time or end up as either a driveling lunatic in an asylum, or as a greenishly steaming skeleton. Both of the latter rather undesirable perspectives, if you ask me. So if you plan to use it yourself, just be careful.
Oh, I will. Can you tell me about thaumaturgy?
A thaumaturgist is able to alter his body and his surroundings to his liking. In practice, that means he can, for example, create magical wards between his fingertips, or send bursts of telekinetic energy towards his foes. He can also boost his own bodily capabilities, and even go as far as healing his own wounds, even though that is to be done with caution, since it strains the mind quite a lot. A very noble school, you see, but also very limited.
And explain to me what exactly an elementalist does.
Elementarism. If Sinistra is a Skaragian dagger, and thaumaturgy is a solid broadsword, then elementarism is a giant two-handed warhammer. A good elementarist is able to realize eventualities in which the air around him suddenly bursts into flame, or channel lightning from the sky. A very aggressive and powerful school, as you can imagine. Most arcanists favor it above others.
Okay. Who's this Nea you're always talking to?
Someone asks about you, darling. Isn't that charming? Most people are too polite to. But I'm afraid I can't satisfy your curiosity, at least not today. Let's just say that there are more things between life and death than what meets the eye.
Rainin', aren't you?
Well observed. I'm a child of the sand, a vassal of the Golden Queen, or whichever other nickname these idiotic people around here have for us.
And how did you end up in Nerzul Orenthiel's order? Kira and Nerem aren't exactly a stone's throw from each other.
That's a long story, and no offense, one I rather wouldn't share. I'm not a friend of wearing my heart on the sleeve. Suffice to say that I, as most of the Order, have had bad experiences with the reign of the Lightborn. Didn't we, Naya?
Okay, I want to ask the other one. Never got a chance to see Kira.
Well, I haven't been there in over 20 years, but I'll do my best. What do you want to know?
What's the Golden Queen? Who?
Shock of shocks, the Queen. Chosen by Saldring to lead the country of the Sand, at least according to the Gospel of the Lightborn. Even though, in reality, she's hardly more than a puppet to the court's bureaucrats. At least, the current one. Well observed. Well, I haven't been there in over 20 years, but I'll do my best. What do you want to know?
I've heard the families in Kira are different. Children have more than one father and mother.
Well, not literally. But yes, most do. In Kira, people live in these so-called communes, which are, how do I put it? Well, families with more than 2 parents. 1 woman, 3 men, and their children. Or the other way around. You get the idea.
One woman's allowed to have multiple lovers?
Or 1 man, 2 women, or 1 man, 2 men. Not all the communes are the same, you know. It's just that the idea of eternal togetherness and possessiveness isn't a part of Kiranian culture. If you love someone, you do. And if you love another person, too, that's not a problem either. I myself have always lived rather traditionally in that regard. But as strange as this might sound to you, the communes actually work quite well.
Yeah, that sounds weird.
Drama,
Jealousy's a
I
huge
suppose.
thing. And are the children raised by all of them?
That's different. That depends on the family. In my commune, for example, I had 2 mothers and 2 fathers, and 5 siblings. But there are communes with as many as 30 members, or some with just 3. Your place in society plays a role in that, too.
In what regard?
Well, you could say that a noble commune generally isn't as open, and thus usually smaller. Hard to describe.
Yeah, that sounds pretty strange.
What a surprise.
I like him. Especially because I have a feeling he's more into to the Sinistra. I just get the feeling.
Is it now? Remind me not to burst into tears.
Huh? Pathlessness wherever you look. Where is this supposed to lead?
Alright, let's see. This is the bedroom. No one's asleep right now. Good. Maybe he's going to bed.
One day, Naya. One day.
Walk blessed.
It's you again.
Now, if it isn't the prodigy.
Oh, okay.
Well?
He doesn't have anything to say. Alright, well. Let's head out of here then. There's probably one more person to speak to. There was that one lady, but I don't know where she is right now. Ugh. We have some quests we have to do, as well as some exploring I'd like to do, and
Who are you?
things like that. So, let's head down. There was probably a sign behind me. I could have used the signpost, but I've already gone through the door. I'm not going back inside again. Are you gonna say something?
My Dame Deluna. And I fell for it. Well, seems the Grandmaster is crazy for you. So who am I to question his judgment?
Yeah, sorry about that one. Not my idea. That was the guy I was with's idea. Just bar. If you want to blame anyone, blame him. I didn't even know what he was gonna do, to be honest. Just told me to go with it.
Thy name is my sacrament, and thy path I will honor.
Oh,
in life.
Beautiful area. Well, we need to think about what we're gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to untick every damn quest. Although I will tick these, and that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. Let's see. Go back to Riverville and kill that guy, maybe. Buy a house. Buy do want to buy a house. We could buy the cheap one. I'm not looking for, you know, the fanciest of abodes. You know, if it's cheap, that works for me. I'm not gonna complain.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You don't belong here.
Yeah, like if it's cheap, that's fine. What did this mission say? Noble or the barrack quarters? Elia. Well, let's check the nobles. How am I for leveling? Getting there. Oh.
Walk blessed.
Yes?
Okay, I can't ask any of them about Elia. Damn, I was gonna ask. Someone might know. Well, we'll ask around, but if no one knows, then we'll just have to look everywhere, I guess. Maybe the bathhouse, maybe the library, theater, actors guild. One of the shops, maybe?
It just doesn't work, Magister, no matter how hard I try.
Yes, and there you have the problem. You try.
Yeah, don't try, do. It's easy. Well.
Malphus blessings,
Hello.
madame. Are you looking for something to read?
I found these books in a ruin. What can you tell me about them?
By the, put that away. Are you mad? Don't go around showing these to people like a bloody bouquet.
Why? What's wrong?
Well, apart from the fact that the pathless murderer wrote them, they're forbidden. I once had an idiot of an assistant who had the marvelous idea of buying these on the black market and selling them to intellectuals. Probably thought it'd impress me. Would have gotten us both into the Undercity if I had noticed it before the Order did.
How come they're forbidden?
Well, they haven't always been. You know the story behind them, don't you? At first, the Order reprinted them, thinking it would be a wonderful scare story to keep people on the righteous path. However, that didn't work out as they thought it would. People were fascinated by the story rather than appalled by it, and some even started imitating his crimes. You know, killing criminals for justice. Some bards even wrote songs about the Butcher of Ark. Path-abiding on the surface, but full of morbid fascination underneath.
So that's when the Order forbade them.
After some years, yes. It was Truchessa Nataro del Verum, actually, who issued the decree. Nowadays, owning these books is forbidden and punished by a significant prison sentence, and the Order tries to burn every single issue they get their hands on.
But they haven't destroyed all of them, have they?
Well, if they had, you wouldn't be holding one, my friend, would you?
Any idea where I can find the other ones?
Blazes, did you listen to a word I said? You're not getting any here if that's what you're asking. Look for them if your life depends on it, but leave me and the other path-abiding merchants out of it. And you might be careful parading around with these for another reason as well. The Order isn't the only one looking for them. Just some moons ago, the two guards protecting the original scripture were murdered and the book taken.
There's an original?
Yes, the one the Butcher of Ark wrote himself. I assume the thieves were hoping it contained the forbidden passage about Jael Tannerson's initiation ritual, but as far as I know, not even the original has it. Well, long story short, you're treading on dangerous ground here. If it's a story you want, I recommend you get yourself something else to read.
Maybe. Show me what you have.
You name it, I got it.
Okay, so we know there's 10 volumes now. He's got a bunch of books, but honestly, I don't care. I only care about this book. Because it... Where is it? Oh, it's up there now. Yeah, serial killer Jael Tannerson.
Malphus blessings, madame. Are you looking for something to read?
Madame?
Hello.
What? So many strange faces.
Bulletin. Looking for procure of old things against fancy payment.
Well,
oh, I've already grabbed that.
Have you heard? Nerem has been united again. But their leader must be a monster.
Yes?
What?
I've already spoken to him.
I'm not surprised that the gods have turned their backs on them.
Midnight.
There's Morella's. Not you I'm looking for, is it? No. Well, I don't see her anywhere around here. Have a signpost? Yes. There was a barracks? Right? Barracks quarter? I think so. Scratch my arm. Here we are. Who are you? Myth.
Malthus blessings.
Guardswoman. Right. Oh, there you are. Master Ragan sent me. He's missing you in the temple.
Good for him.
The matter? Something wrong?
No, I'm perfectly fine. This is a grave, and I'm kneeling in front of it. I couldn't be better. I'm sorry. You didn't deserve that. I don't know whether I'm coming or going.
Whose grave is this?
My sister, Gadia. I don't know if you've heard about it, but there was this incident in the temple. The Red Madness.
Yarrow.
And you've heard about it. My sister. She was a novice, just as I am. And she...
Yeah. It's not as if I didn't tell them that already.
You know, she met this boy. He was only of the manufacturer's path, and neither our parents nor the Holy Order would have approved. She wanted to leave the city with him. Travel the lands. Just like in the Bard songs.
We always go too easy.
I called her a fool. I told her that it was our path to serve the Order, and that leaving here would be a sin. 3 days later it happened. She sat in the first row in Europe. You know.
Blame yourself.
You say it as if it were far-fetched. But it is my fault. Without me, she would be with that boy in Dunville. Building a new life. It is my fault she was in the lecture that day. No matter how I twist and turn it. This is how it is.
Nobody could have seen that coming. If something is to blame, it's the Red Madness, or Yarrow.
Easy for you to say. Anyway, I should go back to the temple. Thank you for your words. Walk blessed.
Okay. So when we're back up there, we'll tell him that she's on her way back.